Hey everybody, welcome to The Warp. I'm Jack Rita, and I've been going through the catalog of Fantasy Flight aliens for Cosmic Encounter and deciding which alien, in my opinion, is the best alien that starts with each letter of the alphabet. We are on letter Y in this video, and there are not a lot of options, only one. And it's going to be very obvious that Yin Yang is the best Y alien. So this was another alien from Cosmic Dominion that helped fill out our alphabet. There were 4 letters up before this expansion that didn't have aliens. There was no J, and we gave you 2. There was no Q, and you got Quartermaster. There was no Y, Yin Yang. There was another letter too. So yeah, Yin Yang, and it went through a little bit of development in order to get to where it is now. But I like this alien. If there were some other Y aliens, maybe it wouldn't be the best, but probably it still would be. So let's take a look at what Yin Yang does and why it's so great. Well, it's the power of balance. It's no surprise. So when you are invited to join both sides of an encounter, you may use this power to ally with both sides. That was the fundamental thing. There had never been an alien that was allowed to ally with both sides. And we'd have Lunatic, which could ally against itself so that it was on both sides, but it was going to be a main player in one case and an ally in the other. But we decided, instead of just keeping it to that, if you're invited to both sides, you can join both sides. It was too easy to ignore Yin Yang and to just not invite it. So it was decided a little carrot and stick approach needed to be added to Yin Yang. So let's continue. So you may use this power to ally with both sides. If you ally with both sides and the defense loses, for each ship you have allied with the offense, the defense may keep one of their losing ships on the planet instead of sending it to the warp. So that incentivizes a player to invite you to one side or the other. At least this is for the defense. If you ally with both sides and the offense loses, for each ship you have allied with the defense, the offense may receive 1 reward. So they are also incentivized. The defense is incentivized because if you do end up going on both sides, then they're going to be able to save their ships from going to the warp if they lose. And if the offense invites you to both sides, you're going to get a reward. So that's nice. Now, when a main player declines to invite you to ally, you may give that player one of your Yin Yang tokens. It comes with 2 Yin Yang tokens. Each main player who has a Yin Yang token, when their opponent loses ships to the warp from the encounter, must lose an equal number of ships from their colonies. At the end of the encounter, place both the Yin Yang tokens on this sheet. That kept us from having to put game setup. Here's what happens. You've got the tokens, give the tokens, get the tokens back. So, yeah, if you don't get invited, then they're going to get a Yin Yang token, and it's a little bit grudge-like in that they're going to suffer for winning. So that is what Yin Yang does. So I enjoy this a lot. It ended up being one of the aliens I was most frightened of in the Cosmic Encounter, Cosmic Con World Championship final game. One of the players was Yin Yang, and I had to worry about not inviting Yin Yang when I went for it on my own. And I think it was the point I was targeting a planet that they were already on. So I was like, well, I invite you. So I didn't have to worry about getting a Yin Yang token. And they didn't end up allying with me. So they were all allied against me, which is fine. So it's optional. It's not main player. Happens in the alliance phase. So it's pretty straightforward. This is not a hard concept to understand. So you get something for losing as long as you've got Yin Yang invited on both sides. Then that was the thing. So let me know in the comments. Did you think Yin Yang didn't need to have all that extra hullabaloo? Should it just have been if you're invited to both sides, you can ally with both sides? And should we have just left it alone? Probably could have been a green alert alien. In that case, it's yellow, which is the most common of the alert levels. Not by a huge margin, but there's definitely more yellows than anything else. But yeah, if you think that it should have been simpler, let me know in the comments. We went back and forth a little bit, but I think this was this is where we ended up in our wisdom. So certainly that's what we think. But if you disagree, let us know your thoughts. I think there had been other aliens homebrewed with the similar concept. But as we were playtesting it just didn't have enough pizzazz. And so having these extra incentives, the carrot and the stick approach, I think it makes it a little more interesting. And you got some more skin in the game, and the alien power has a little bit more teeth than without those extras. So that's it for this one, everyone. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.